All right, we're gonna bring this over to here. Let me contact a few people first. Let them know what I'm doing. That I'm using. I'm actually grabbing. So I grabbed some things off of Airbit already, and actually, what I'm just gonna do is I already lined up. I lined up the samples. I don't know if you could probably see it at all, but it's actually already lined up in this screen. And at this point, I'm just going to I found the sample that I had already liked. So this is the drum beat that I'm using. I was able to grab that drum beat off of I actually isolated that beat, but I got a sample pack that's on airbit.com. Airbit.com, type in the name this one, DIS the underscore O&E. And you'll be able to see some of the stuff that I do on there. You know, I got 9 songs loaded up right now and 2 drum packs. And beats like this is what's loaded up there. So, so go check it out. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me tell a few people I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube Live. Uh, to get some people involved in what's going on. Uh, and yeah, check it out. This is something I want to be shown on. It's not that difficult to. Logic Pro is a A1 software to make music on, and I suggest that's my suggestion for people is to jump on jump on that Logic Pro, and if you can, grab Native Instruments, grab their machine software. Native Instruments machine software is a beast. I've been messing with it for years now. Um, A1, you know what I mean? A1, I recommend it for to anybody who's doing production. All right, so we contact 1 or 2 more people. Um, and yeah, we're gonna get busy. So what I did was, besides the drum beat that I just played you, I this is this is a sample that I heard. I like that sample right there. And my thing is, I this sample is in a whole different tempo than what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So actually, come this that's the point of where I want to use it right here. I mean, you hear the elements. So that's what I want to use. I don't want to play that too long because I could probably get in trouble for all of that. So I don't want that to happen. So what we're going to do is the first part. I'm not going to use the first part now. So I'm going to drag the first part over to there. I'm going to take the second part that was heard. And the good thing with Logic Pro 11 is it has a stem separation where you can isolate all the different instruments. It used to be before you had to do this type of stuff on a whole different software. You had to go into something like Serato or Neuromix and and try to create there and then drag it back over to Logic Pro. But Logic Pro 11 allows you now to do that. They actually allow it now. So it's a they have stem separation. So it's an all in one. I suggest, for real, people to get down with Logic Pro and start building on some of this production on Logic Pro is definitely made for producers. But I will say some of the best hits out there, or some of the best producers and best studios still use Logic Pro. So, it ain't just for production. I'm gonna tell you, every song that I've produced is through Logic Pro. And a lot of producers that I know, they faithfully use Logic Pro. So what I want to show you is how I went. So what I did was um I grabbed that sample. Um if you double click or right click, it opens up a screen that gives you the option to it's called a stem splitter. I hit OK on the stem splitter, ask me what I want to separate. It gives you the option of vocals, drums, bass, and others, which is all the melodies. We're gonna separate everything. So with so now it's it's where if I want to just hear the drums from that, the drums alone will let's see, let's go back to this so you can see what I'm talking about. So it was just that tiny little cymbals that play in the background. But one thing that I did like from that loop was I like the bass line that I heard. Now the thing with the bass line is, even looking on the screen, everything else I did was in a four measure, which is an 85 beats per minute. I can see right out the box that this bass line is not 85 beats per minute. It's a lot faster. So one, two, three, four. So let's see. Let's figure out how we would make this work for us. So one, two, it will go to three. So what I would do is there is a thing of a flex time. So I'm able to flex time, and I'm able to take that and drag it back within a one, two, three. You know what? Drag it actually out four measures, and that actually takes everything that I'm doing and it puts it exactly on beat. And I'm gonna do that also. So it grouped it. So it took everything that I'm using. So uh, I'm going to do a 4-bar loop first. So we can so you can hear just the 4-bar drums. So these 3, 4. All right. So that's the 4-bar loop right there. So I drug the bass line over into it. So let's see how that bass line rides now that I shorten it up 85. Now there's elements as you hear that's not lined up. You know what I mean? We want it, to knock right on the one. It's not knocking right on the one. So um what I'm going to do is I'll open it up It starts on the and what you can actually do with the whole flex thing is you line all your samples up exactly to where you need them to be. You know what I mean? To make sure that their timing is 100% correct. I'm going to fine tune the flex time, the flex control, so everything lines up perfectly. So it just isn't a loop, but it actually rides properly on the beat. So, and it's only a 4 bar measure, so it's not like it's not going to be too time consuming right now. Um, so I'm what I'm doing actually is putting everything like exactly on the one. So let me see. I'll move this down a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. So uh, let me bring this over a little bit more so it's more so to the screen. So as you see, so it's just taking the samples, like I said, and just making sure that they are right now. Right now, that bass line. If I play that bass line back now, see now, so now you hear how that bass line is riding exactly where it's supposed to, right? So another element that we had was this. So that whole vibe right there at the end is not sitting where it's supposed to. Uh, One of the things I think just happened on here is my flex control that I did on the baseline. It also did the same thing on underneath of oh, we don't want to do that. Undo the deletes. So the melody has its own flex time too. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna have to structure the melodies or the piano and all that vibe structure its flex time so it sits exactly where it's supposed to be uh in this mix. Because as you heard, even though it was on key, or even though it's within the guidelines, it's not playing what it needs to play. So we're gonna have to restructure that and line everything up with the melody, the same way we did the bass line. All right, so and on flex pitch, so I already got it within the guidelines. So now it's just assuming little spots, and that's all I'm doing right now. It's just assuming that you know what, this goes here, this goes here. Uh, this is probably on a one. You know, just lining little spots up to where it looks like they need to be. And let's see right now from the beginning. Let's just give it a test. See, so far as you hear, already it's making progress. Is it look like it's lining itself up right to where it needs to be. And see, actually, what I just did with that end gave it a little bit more of a twist on that bounce. Let's see. right? So we pull the bass line out. Right? So it's a nice little vibe already. You know what I mean? What I figure is we should probably do something like where I mean I would use the drums just to give it some kind of flavor, just to mix, and we could use them little hi hats. So let's flex control these two just to, because it'll give it a whole different rhythm if we use this. So one of them, why not, right? Move this over a little more. Keep this on the one. So now, so let's see how these hi hats. Got a whole different, you know what I mean? A little vibe that rides with it. I think this sample right here, we should make this a little more airier. You know what I mean? Mysterious. So let's um let's add a reverb to it. You know what I mean? So it's got that airiness to it. Open the room up a little more. So we made it more mysterious and airy. You know what I mean? Now let's see how that rides. And let's make this bass line where it's felt and not heard. You know what I mean? So and that's dirty and muddy. So now that bass line underneath for the track. You know what I mean? Now let's see. Bring the drums back in. Now that vibe is more so. That's more of a lo-fi vibe. You know what I mean? So technically, it's just showing that it's not all that difficult to. You use the flex control inside of Logic Pro. You can fine tune. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what tempo the beat is in. The flex control is going to get everything lined up for you perfectly. You know what I mean? It just takes the time to literally line everything up and put it into place. And then like I said, you can go and find, grab a few samples off of somewhere and use the stem splitter to split the stems up and throw that flex after you do that. If the stem splitter you wanted to isolate the vocals, the drums, the bass line, or the melody, put it within whatever the tempo is of your beat. You can even open up. Logic Pro has its own um looper, where they got their own drum beats, and you can actually drag, some hi hats or some shakers or even a full drum beat. They even have a bunch of loops as far as musical wise. You know what I mean? Find the key that you're working on, load it in there, use it as a reference, play back your own thing, and boom, there you go. That's how you make music. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. And you can find most of these songs that what I for what you hear right now that I'm doing. You can find a lot of these songs on airbit.com, airbit.com. Search the word this one, DIS, the underscore, which is the minus symbol, O and E. And when you search that, search it as a producer. Underneath producers, you'll find that I already got 9 songs up there. I'm going to finish this song and upload this. I finished a tutorial actually yesterday, and that song will be uploaded. And you know, and if you're a producer, grab it's 2 drum loop packs up there. It's 22 drum loops, and each pack, the drum loop pack is only $10 a piece. You're technically paying less than 50 cents for a drum loop, less than 50 cents. You know what I mean? So grab some of them loops, and go from there. You know what I mean? And it's 4 different tiers of with the songs that I put post up there. You can non-exclusively you can grab a song that off of there for as cheap as $30. You know what I mean? So the prices go from anywhere to $30 up. So yeah, so jump on there, and what I'll do is I will be back on maybe either tonight or sometime tomorrow night on this live to show you how to import even music just off of YouTube and to break it down. So so I don't get no license bearings. I'll probably you know stem split it or try to make the some of them songs as short as possible. But even then, to show you how we could take a lot of this stuff and incorporate and just add to it. You're going to add your own music to it. You know what I mean? Add your own flavor to it, your own vibe. I already showed you what key that a lot of that stuff is in. So at this point, so I'll matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll show you now. So I'll open up a MIDI window, right? So um, let's grab a piano. You know that we heard that airy vibe that I was playing, which is so the airy vibe and the bass line. I'm gonna play them together right now. Take out the drums, and just so we can build on the airy vibe and find what key that is to build our next instrument. So that right. So we know that's the key, right? So let's record that, right? even though that's medicine, right? Get funky with it. So we got to add that piano back as one of them things that just tends to happen. So let's see. Yeah, let's scrap that piano part altogether and start that over again. So the right, them three keys. I think at this point we should probably add something else. You know, we got the piano part, but let's add I don't know. We think maybe some strings, maybe some violins or something. You know what I mean? Mm. Since them horns ride pretty high, pull the value down of them, or them strings. So actually, let's try a different vibe for them. Find a different key for them to ride in. Mm. Right, that's a nice vibe. Let's try one more instrument. Let's try. Let's try something like a synclavier or something. You know. Let's make sure the right shit is okay. Oh, excuse my language. So let's see. So right now, something like that. Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's the right thing to ride with it. So, hey, here we go. Let's try a choir. You know what I mean? We don't want the old years though. So let's see. Hey, there we go. Let's try that. Let's see how that works. Okay, there we go. Bring the pianos down a little bit. bring the drums back in. I'll boost these drums up a little bit more, you know. And and that's pretty much how we build hip hop. You know what I mean? Shouts out to my son and my daughter. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Drew the pitcher, and the ultimate shout out to Grimy Chops checking in on me. All right, so this is how we do. You know what I mean? Like I said, I am definitely going to log back in, but I just needed to, you know, for people out there who think it's a gift. It's definitely a gift, you know. So it's, you know, it's to get in it, you know, to be in it. We, you know, some of us can make it look, to make the process look like, you know, it's just that easy. But it's the fact of we have a gift, you know what I mean? And utilize your gift. You know what I mean? God gives us me and my daughter actually talked about this earlier about the difference between a gift and a talent. A lot of people can be talented, but not everybody is blessed with that gift. So if you got that gift, utilize it. You know what I mean? So this is what we do. You know what I mean? And thanks for tuning in. And once this is done, you know, sometime tonight on airbit.com, um, you know what I mean? It'll be loaded. You know, if anybody has a suggestion on what to call this, I'll gladly take suggestions on it, and we'll go from there. And thank you for those who tuned in. And this will always be archived. And you know what? I'm gonna call this grimy. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call this grimy, no doubt. That's what this is. This is a grimy beat right here. So um shouts out to my family. And this is what we do. This one, thank you for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace.